originally released January 28th, 2021 on mobile, then February 18th, 2021 on PC, and since March 8th, 2024, it's landed on the Switch by developer Phosphor Games and publisher Red Deer Games. Warhammer 40K Dakka Squadron Flyboys Edition puts you in the boots of the orcs and the cockpits of their Dakka jets. For the past 2 or so years, Warhammer, be it Age of Sigmar or 40K, has become one of my favorite gaming franchises. So I was more than happy to grab this one, which I've had on my Steam wishlist for some time now. I've seen a YouTuber called GamerQuest stream it a bunch of times, and it piqued my interest. Did it live up to my expectations? We'll soon find out. Thanks to the publisher for the Switch key. Watch Season 11 of The Lab Video Game TV, the TV series, on Flow One every Wednesday and Saturday. Download the official Flow Sports app to watch us on Flow, on the go, in 25 countries across the Caribbean. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com. Reach out at contact@thelabvideogametv.com. Now, let's see what Dakka Squadron's got to offer.
All you get, we's under attack. Get in a Dakka jet and get up in the sky.
Where story is concerned, it's not exactly engaging, gripping, riveting, or any such thing. But if you follow Warhammer lore, this should be no shocker. Of all the factions, the orcs are my least favorite, and are notorious for being as dumb as a box of nails.
That's it! No one talks to Skyburner like that! I'm gonna crump ya!
The gist of the story here is, they're at war, fighting to conquer planets. I've seriously grown to dislike that word. But yeah, you're a part of an army of orcs who's roaming the galaxy on a power struggle to dominate other factions and planets. This is what I got from it. The thing is, I personally found this story harder to follow than I should have. Not because it's an uninteresting one, but because even with subtitles, I could hardly understand what these troglodytes were saying.
We lost most of them in the last raid, so until the mechs make more or the Death Skulls nick some, we's gonna have to apply some direct Dakka.
But yeah, that's the story in a nutshell, and it's presented well enough. I would have preferred some proper cinematic cutscenes instead of these still cutout styled images, but no love lost.
I's gonna have to take you down a peg.
In the sound department, all's good here. Well, good enough. The voice acting is well done. I understand that these orcs are supposed to sound like brutish clods, with deep Cockney accents, sounding like middle to lower class Londoners speaking while gargling mouthwash or eating extremely hot food all at the same time. So based on that, job well done. I however always had an issue with that dialect. I always wondered, how is it that these are people from a place called England who are supposed to speak English, but I can barely understand a word they're saying? That aside, good voice acting.
We's gonna crump the gits in this system and get their boys and join up for a good fight, a proper war.
There are a lot of repetitive one-liners though. That got old fast.
Dakka, dakka, dakka. Dakka, dakka, dakka.
The music and sound effects are also decent.
Right.
The visuals. Now this is where the kids' gloves come off. Dakka Squadron isn't a great game by any stretch, in any area, but I didn't expect greatness. What I did expect, however, and this was clearly my bad, were good visuals. I watched GamerQuest stream this several times and thought, this game looks pretty sweet, not just mechanically, but aesthetically. The game really looked good, and this is why I wishlisted it on Steam. But when I turned it on for the first time on the Switch, well, let me put it this way. I first started it up in handheld mode. I left my charger in another country and found out not just any old USB-C charger will power the dock. But my point is, in handheld mode, it looked so bad. I figured, hey, I've heard reviewers say some Switch games look better docked. Not certain how that works, as the bigger the picture, the bigger the flaws. But I guess I just really didn't want to accept that this game I've wanted for so long looked this bad. So I waited for my new power supply to arrive. This is why this review is so late, by the way. But when I turned it on in docked mode, as logic dictated, it looked worse. Look, my point for this rant is simple. This is one of the worst looking Switch games I think I own. Warhammer 40K Dakka Squadron on the Switch looks like a late PS1 game. This game looks so horrible. It had me go back to see the PC version, and I realized the PC version doesn't look that good either. But somehow, the Switch version looks even worse. It looked so bad to the point that I wanted to cancel this review, or just to do a Let's Play, as I don't believe in requesting or accepting a key from a developer or publisher and not doing some kind of coverage for it. I don't need to go into great details as to why I feel this way about the visuals, as you can clearly see for yourself.
We have suffered your heresies for too long, Xenos scum. Your existence will be deleted.
Add visuals and all. I powered through regardless. Let's talk gameplay, the somewhat saving grace of Dakka Squadron. I say somewhat because what's on offer here feels bare bones, severely lacking, but was good enough for me to keep playing long enough to create this review. In settings, we've got sound, controls, a field manual, and that's about it. No video settings to speak of. Then this odd half-baked thing where in order to select an option, press a button, you use a mouse cursor. This makes me feel like this was rushed to Switch as some kind of last-ditch cash grab effort.
Yeah, I got work to do, Skyburner.
You're given a decent tutorial which brings you up to speed with the mechanics. Then it's off to the campaign. No multiplayer of any kind. Online co-op would have fit in nicely here. But no, there's none.
That's not a problem.
Then, there should also be perspective options, where we can choose different views, cockpit, zoom variety, and so on. But I guess if there was a cockpit view option, with these horrific visuals, that would have been nothing more than another eyesore. So yeah, scrap that idea. Moving on.
You're getting too big for your britches, you get. Who's you think you is?
In the campaign, you have 5 worlds to conquer, as you unlock them in order through what is called a planet progression system. Before starting each level, you can go to the hangar to pick your planes from what has been unlocked. Upgrade your plane with various offensive and passive items and customize its appearance. You upgrade your aircraft in the hangar with loot you got from battle. Upgrades include cockpit upgrades, which are your sights, engine, which focuses on your maneuvering abilities, turning, barrel rolls, and such. Then your hull and wings.
Flyboy, get your air mob ready.
More on plane selection in the hangar. Some of these planes do feel noticeably different. This incentivizes you to play on and unlock more. I noticed though, so far, that the buttons on the controller aren't utilized as well as they should be. I'll equip a weapon, but when in the skies, it seems like a lot of them work automatically. What I'm saying is, if I use the right shoulder button to fire my machine gun, then I would expect that the left may be for missiles or bombs. But it doesn't seem to work this way. Like the bomber I got, for example. In order to bomb a building, I simply aim at it, press X I think, and the plane literally dives into the target. This seems off. Other than the obvious reason. I mean, I'm not a kamikaze pilot, and the fact that the plane survives such an attack method just seems silly, for lack of a better word. But pressing a button to drop a bomb on a target seems more intuitive, logical, and expected. Yes? No? Just me? Okay, moving on. Planes also have what is referred to as abilities, but none have been impressive so far.
Trigger the ability! You're gonna shoot like mad! You're trying to eat something!
Dakka Squadron is also a relatively easy game, with no difficulty options that I'm aware of, except the option to play using a 3-life system or 1 kill, you're out.
Get back to the hangar and give it another go!
What helps Dakka Squadron feel so easy is also the decent squad AI. Now while there are no squad controls, let's take for example, if you're protecting a ship, the ship defenses does its job. Everything isn't left up to you, and this is a good thing. The controls felt a bit odd at first, took a bit of getting used to, but after a few runs felt just fine and served me well.
Scrap! That's scrap!
You've got a handful of mission types you'll encounter, like defend a convoy, destroy all enemy fighters, including turrets, destroy power generators, destroy shields, and their duels, which feel like boss fights.
Oi! Finally decided to show up, did ya? Get ready to die.
After you've done enough of these, you'll move on to another planet. The stages sometimes feel like they overstay their welcome. The missions feel very repetitive, but ultimately this is a close to casual experience. The kind of game I wouldn't sit and play for hours, only in short bursts until it ends, and by that logic, it's fine for what it is.
You proved you ain't no weedy git. You're a dead killie, flyboy.
No, I didn't play this through to the end, and I have no intention to do so. Consider this a kind of first impressions review. Warhammer 40K Dakka Squadron Flyboys Edition isn't a bad game, just a very bare bones one with very limited appeal, as it has little to offer in a time where so many other games in and out of its genre offers so much more. The poor visuals and overall PC to Switch port did it no favors either. I guess because this game started off as a mobile game, that may explain why it looks and plays this way. But when I put a bit more thought into that statement, I remember when I used to play games on my iPad, many of them looked a lot better than this. Where the bare bones, casual feeling mechanics are concerned, well, I guess that's coming from Dakka Squadron's mobile roots. So I guess this isn't a PC to Switch port as much as it's a mobile to PC to Switch port. That's a lot of porting.
That's not a problem.
Pick this one up on a deep sale if you're a fan of the genre or franchise. If bad visuals bother you even nearly as much as they bother me though, then grab it on PC. You want it on the go? Then I trust you own a Steam Deck. Yeah, it's clear by now, isn't it? This Switch port does not do it for me.
Yes, boss.
Check out the Lab Video Game TV, the TV series, on Flow One in 25 countries across the Caribbean, only on Flow One. Download the official Flow Sports app to watch us on Flow on the go. Visit the website at thelabvideogametv.com and reach out to us at contact@thelabvideogametv.com. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
He says that he respectfully declines.
Let's say on the other hand though, I found a way to piss you off with this one. Then hey, you do what you gotta do. Dislike, unsub, leave a strongly worded diatribe in the comments section voicing your displeasure.
I'll take that action.
Whatever it takes to make you feel vindicated, partner. Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.
Get back here, you weedy kids!